Hey guys, Brian Penamani with Penamani Physical Therapy and Wellness Center. Hey, today we're going to show you a few exercises on how to fix that plantar fasciitis pain on the bottom of your foot. First exercise to help that plantar fasciitis foot pain is basically your traditional runner stretch. We need to stretch the gastroc muscle, and that muscle attaches above the knee. So we're going to have her get into this position like a forward lunge. We're going to have drive this heel down, because this gastroc muscle dives right into the Achilles tendon that ties around the bottom of the foot to the plantar fascia. So you're going to hold this 30 to 60 seconds. I'm going to repeat that about 4 times, okay? This is to get this big gastroc soleus muscle complex started. We're going to hit this muscle first. I'm going to repeat it both sides. 30 to 60 seconds is a great stretch. If you want to really elongate that tissue, you want to hold and stretch for up to 3 minutes. Start with 30 to 60 seconds and gradually increase that time frame up to 3 minutes if you want to. Okay, the next stretch to help this, we're going to be hitting the soleus muscle, which is behind the gastroc, but it starts its attachment below the knee. So we need to bend the knee in order to stretch that portion. Can't just stretch one without the other, so you're not going to be making an impact on that plantar fascia on the bottom of the foot. So we're getting a half kneeling position, making sure we keep the heel down. You're going to bend forward, and we want this knee to get over the toes. Really a good visual is if you put a hand down here, you really want to get about a hand and a half over your toes. Same deal, stretch 30 to 60 seconds, up to 3 minutes if you want to really elongate that tissue. But start slow, especially if you're having a lot of foot pain. Then we just take it right back up. And then she's going to engage again and just stretch that deep soleus muscle underneath the gastroc. Repeat those stretches 4 times. Do them on both sides. Now that we've stretched out the gastroc and the soleus muscle complexes, the next exercise that we're going to do is we're going to work on doing a little bit of strengthening of the calf muscles. So we're going to do some heel raises. We're going to do sets of 30, 3 to 4 sets of 30, really activating. Get up on the balls of your feet. This may be a little bit tender at first, so don't feel like you have to push it, but the more that you're able to stretch out the tissue and work some of the soft tissue with an exercise that we're going to do here in a minute, it's going to help break up some of those adhesions in the plantar fascia, therefore decreasing some of the pain in the bottom of your foot. So we're doing sets of 30 here. And like I said, if there's too much pain, start with sets of 10, work your way up to sets of 30. These are heel raises. Okay, this next exercise is a little bit complicated. It's really designed to help runners condition their feet a little bit so that they get more dexterity in their toes and their midfoot. But what we're going to do here, and this is complicated at first, so you may need to hold your toes down to do it. We're going to keep your foot on the ground. We'll do 1 foot at a time, but you're going to try to just lift your big toe up and hold it up for a second or two, and then you're going to alternate and you're going to try to lift your other 4 up. And you're just going to alternate between those about 10 to 20 times. And it may be difficult at first, and you may need to assist, but after a week or so of doing about 10 to 20 of these repetitions, you're going to have a little bit better control of moving these toes. So just alternate. Big toe up, then your other 4. 10 to 20 repetitions. It is complicated and it's a very difficult move, especially if you don't have very good dexterity with your toes. I have horribly flat feet. It was difficult for me to figure this out. Here we go. All right, guys, the last exercise that we're going to do to help decrease that plantar fasciitis pain is some soft tissue work. So we're going to mobilize that soft tissue. So I'm going to help her here. We're just going to flex the toes. Just going to use a knuckle. You can always put some lotion or something on there to help your knuckle glide easier. But you're just going to start at the ball and you're just going to work your knuckle back towards that heel. If you're really inflamed, some of this might be tender, so you may not be able to go really deep into that plantar fascia. Do 20 to 30 reps this way, and then we're gonna extend the toes, and you're gonna do the same thing. This may be a little bit more tender than when we're flexed, and then you can also, if you need to, use your thumbs to rub that out. Multi-direction, cross, forward and back, or both fingers. Rubbing that out. 20 to 30 times. You can also use a golf ball on the floor and roll the bottom of your foot on a golf ball, or another good technique, if it's really inflamed, freeze a plastic bottle of water. Once it's frozen, use that as like a rolling pin under the bottom of the foot so you can sit and roll that out. Hope this helps. Leave comments or questions for us. Subscribe to our channel and hit that like button if this has helped you out. Thanks a lot.